We all have a side we prefer to hide. It's a part of our nature, a facet of our being that we often keep concealed from the world. This hidden side is not just a mere fragment of our personality, it is a complex and intricate part of who we are. This is the shadow within. It's the part of us that holds our fears, insecurities, and suppressed desires. These elements of our shadow self are often born from past experiences and societal expectations. They linger in the recesses of our mind, influencing our actions and reactions in ways we may not even realize. This hidden aspect of our personality is known as the shadow self. Carl Jung, a renowned Swiss psychiatrist, described the shadow as the unknown dark side of the personality. He believed that by acknowledging and integrating our shadow, we could achieve a more balanced and harmonious self. By embracing our shadow, we gain a deeper understanding of our true selves, which in turn allows us to connect more authentically with others. This connection is the foundation of influence, as it enables us to empathize with the motivations and desires of those around us. The shadow technique isn't about becoming manipulative or cruel. It's about recognizing the full spectrum of human experience within ourselves and using that awareness to foster genuine connections. Many people spend their lives trying to suppress or deny their shadow side. This shadow side represents the parts of ourselves that we find undesirable or shameful. It could be our fears, insecurities, or past mistakes. We often believe that by hiding these aspects we can present a more acceptable version of ourselves to the world. They strive to present a perfect image to the world, meticulously crafting their appearance and behavior to fit societal expectations. This effort to maintain a flawless facade can be all-consuming, leading to a constant state of vigilance and stress. The pressure to appear perfect can be overwhelming, causing individuals to go to great lengths to hide their perceived flaws, burying anything deemed negative or unacceptable. This act of suppression can take many forms, from avoiding certain thoughts and feelings to physically hiding objects that remind us of our shadow side. The more we try to bury these aspects, the more they seem to resurface in unexpected ways. This internal struggle can be exhausting and ultimately self-defeating. The energy required to keep our shadow side hidden can drain us, leaving us feeling depleted and disconnected from our true selves. Over time, this can lead to feelings of isolation and despair, as we become increasingly alienated from the parts of ourselves that we have tried so hard to suppress. The problem is, what we resist persists. The more we fight against our shadow side, the stronger it becomes. It lurks in the background, influencing our thoughts and behaviors in ways we may not even be aware of. This resistance can create a cycle of negativity, where the very act of trying to suppress our shadow side only serves to amplify its presence. Our shadow doesn't simply disappear when we ignore it. Instead, it festers in the darkness, growing more powerful and insidious. It can manifest in various ways, from subtle self-sabotage to more overt destructive behaviors. The longer we ignore our shadow side, the more it influences our lives, often without our conscious awareness. It festers in the darkness, influencing our thoughts and behaviors in unconscious ways. This can lead to a range of negative outcomes, from anxiety and depression to difficulties in forming genuine connections with others. When we are not in touch with our shadow side, it can create barriers to intimacy and trust, making it challenging to build meaningful relationships. This can manifest as anxiety, self-sabotage, or difficulty forming genuine connections with others. The struggle to maintain a perfect image can leave us feeling isolated and misunderstood as we hide our true selves from those around us. By acknowledging and integrating our shadow side, we can begin to heal and create more authentic and fulfilling relationships. Embracing our shadow allows us to live more fully and authentically, free from the constant pressure to be perfect. The first step in mastering the shadow technique is to acknowledge and accept our shadow self. This requires honesty and courage. We must be willing to confront the parts of ourselves we'd rather keep hidden. Journaling, meditation, and therapy can be invaluable tools for self-exploration. By shining a light on our shadow, we begin to understand its origins and motivations. This understanding is crucial for harnessing its power. Once we've acknowledged our shadow, we can begin to integrate it into our conscious awareness. This doesn't mean letting our shadow run wild. It means understanding its power and learning to wield it with intention. This process requires self-awareness and discipline. We must learn to recognize our shadow's influence on our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. With practice, we can choose how and when to express our shadow in a way that serves our goals. The art of subtle influence. The shadow technique isn't about coercion or manipulation. It's about understanding the motivations of others and using that knowledge to connect with them authentically. For example, imagine you're trying to persuade a colleague to support your idea. Instead of focusing solely on the logic of your argument, consider their underlying desires and concerns. By acknowledging their perspective and addressing their unspoken needs, you can build rapport and increase your influence, harnessing your power. The shadow technique can be used in all areas of life, from personal relationships to professional endeavors. By understanding the dynamics of power and influence, we can become more effective communicators and negotiators. However, it's important to remember that with great power comes great responsibility. The shadow technique should always be used ethically and with the best interests of others in mind. The ethical tightrope. The line between ethical influence and manipulation can be thin. In the intricate dance of human interactions, especially in a world as complex and multifaceted as ours, understanding where to draw the line is crucial. The ethical tightrope we walk requires a deep sense of awareness and a commitment to principles that guide our actions. The key is to always act with integrity and respect for others. Integrity is not just about being honest, it's about being consistent in our values and actions. Respect for others means recognizing their autonomy and dignity, and ensuring that our influence does not infringe upon their rights or well-being. Using the shadow technique to exploit or harm others is not only unethical but ultimately self-defeating. The shadow technique, when used responsibly, can be a powerful tool for understanding and connecting with others. However, when misused, it can lead to manipulation and harm, eroding trust and damaging relationships. Ask yourself, am I using my understanding of this person's shadow to empower them or to control them? This question is at the heart of ethical influence. Empowering others means helping them to see their own potential and supporting them in their journey. Controlling others, on the other hand, means imposing our will on them, which is inherently disrespectful and unethical. Am I acting in alignment with my values? Our values are the compass that guides us through the complexities of life. When we act in alignment with our values, we are more likely to make ethical decisions and build trust with others. Honest self-reflection is essential for staying on the right path. Taking the time to reflect on our actions and motivations helps us to stay true to our values and to recognize when we may be straying from the ethical path. In a world where the lines between right and wrong can often be blurred, self-reflection is a powerful tool for maintaining our integrity and ensuring that our influence is always used for good. In the end, the ethical tightrope is about balance. It's about finding the equilibrium between influencing others and respecting their autonomy. It's about using our understanding of human nature to build connections and foster growth, rather than to manipulate or control. By walking this tightrope with care and integrity, we can create a world where influence is used for the benefit of all, and where respect and dignity are at the forefront of our interactions. Remember, the true measure of our influence is not in how much we can control others, but in how much we can inspire and empower them. When we act with integrity and respect, we not only build stronger relationships, but we also create a more ethical and compassionate world. So as you navigate the complexities of influence, always keep in mind the importance of walking the ethical tightrope with care and consideration. The journey of ethical influence is ongoing, and it requires constant vigilance and self-awareness. But with a commitment to integrity and respect, we can make a positive impact on the world around us. Let us strive to be ethical influencers, using our understanding of human nature to uplift and empower, rather than to manipulate or control. In doing so, we can create a brighter, more just future for all. Embracing your full potential. Mastering the shadow technique is a lifelong journey. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery and integration, but the rewards are well worth the effort. By embracing our shadow, we unlock hidden depths of creativity, empathy, and personal power. We become more authentic, confident, and influential individuals, capable of creating meaningful connections and achieving our goals. Walking in the light and shadow. The shadow technique isn't about becoming someone we're not, it's about becoming more fully human. By acknowledging and integrating our shadow, we step into the fullness of our being. We can navigate the world with greater awareness, compassion, and influence. Remember, the shadow is not something to be feared, but a source of power to be understood and harnessed for good.